What's going on, guys? It's your boy Hammer back with another supplement review, and today we got something different on the menu. We ain't talking protein, pre-workout, sleep formulas. We are talking about a category product I've never talked about on this channel. Heck, this is a category product your boy doesn't even venture into very often, but this is a brand that all of us stim junkies know, love, and trust. So when they ventured into the natural muscle building product, heck, I said I gotta give that a look. Is this some junk? Is this worth your time? Well, without further ado, we are talking about Dark Labs Built AF. All right, so Built AF, what's this boy all about? Well, they say it's a protein synthesis and muscle growth accelerator. And the thing is, Dark Labs, we all know them for the high stim pre-workouts, the fat burners, freaking the cracks, the Maniaco, the Flame, the Ripper, the Adrenaline. I got everything from Dark Labs. So when they ventured in this world of natural anabolics, muscle building formulas, it interested me. But at the same time, I thought if they took a crack at this, it was kind of going to be garbage. And let me explain that. It's not their specialty. Their specialty is the high stim pre-workouts. But that being said, I gave the label a look and it sparked my interest. So we're going to give this label a look together. So let's pop that up on screen real quick. Let's talk about it. 7 capsules, 7 capsules per serving and 30 servings per container. And first up, we have peptistrong at 2,400 milligrams. Peptistrong is an ingredient, I believe AI discovered this ingredient by I don't know exactly how that works, but basically it's supposed to upregulate protein synthesis, prevent some muscle protein breakdown, and in turn yield more muscle growth over time. You have a refactor at 650 milligrams, and that's supposed to, again, help with muscle building, help with preventing fat accumulation, staying a little bit leaner. I believe the clinical doses were usually up around 600 milligrams. They're giving you 650 milligrams. It's supposed to maybe support healthy testosterone levels and maybe lower cortisol levels too, which is going to be beneficial for muscle gains over time. Then you have GG Gold. GG Gold is the patented name of this, and it's at 150 milligrams, which is a great dose. I'm seeing a lot of products incorporate this ingredient, usually at 50 milligrams, maybe 100. 150 is a great freaking dose. This is supposed to support your body's natural testosterone production. I believe it's some kind of form of vitamin E. I could be mistaken, but it's also good for mitochondrial function, which is a huge rage in the whole freaking fitness world right now, where we have all these peptides and stuff that people are taking for mitochondrial function. Your boy has experimented with a couple, and they really do help support fat loss, energy production, overall performance, and they can just be that extra little push to perform a little bit better. And then you have estrogen at 25 milligrams for absorption of it all. So what do I think about this? What's this boy doing in the real world? Well, all of those ingredients are kind of like the best ingredients out right now with the most data and the most studies behind them when it comes to natural muscle building supplements. That being said, we are talking about natural muscle building supplements. We are not talking about freaking testosterone or SARMs or steroids or anything like that. So first and foremost, real expectations have to be realistic with them. But that being said, I gave this one a whirl. And this is actually my second bottle. There's only a couple pills left. I'm almost through with it. I started, full transparency, I started at 7 caps, and at some point I ended up working to 5. I was taking all 7 post-workout, and then I switched to 5 post-workout. I might have said it wrong. I switched to 10. I switched to 5 post-workout and 5 before bed. So a total of 10 caps. So not quite 1.5 times the dose, but almost 1.5. But what have I noticed on this thing? Well, full freaking transparency. Your boy Hammer can't claim 100% natural. But that being said, I'm 35 years old. I've been on TRT for a little while now. I've also experimented with different things when it comes to the world of trying to build muscle and, with peptides. And I've experimented. I'm not going to get into it. That's my personal business. I don't want to disclose everything on the internet. But I hope you can respect me saying that, saying as much as I have. So how did I incorporate this, and what would I even freaking notice of it? So I incorporated this on the tail end of my last phase where I was really trying to push and gain muscle into when I've come off anything and everything that could possibly help in that regard. And this was the only thing I was relying on to hold on to my gains per se. And I feel like I've noticed that my strength has maintained almost perfectly. My body weight is very similar, if not the same. I'll fluctuate down and up, and obviously with the holidays, there's extra Christmas cookies being thrown around, so it's really hard to track your calories absolutely perfectly. But I will say my strength, my body weight, and my body composition has maintained a lot easier and a lot better than otherwise if I wouldn't have incorporated this. This is not something you take and you feel. Like you're not going to take this pre-workout and feel stronger. That being said, when I did incorporate this towards the tail end, when I still had my TRT and other things in place, maybe I was noticing a little bit better recovery. Like less soreness. That could be placebo. You take a new supplement, you feel all whatever. You feel like you're looking for something. There could have been a little bit less soreness, a little bit more. I'm chasing these numbers in the gym and making progress. But at the same time, like I said, that was in conjunction with some other stuff. So I really looked at this in the phase of things when I took out all other possible things that could contribute to my gains, my muscle accrual, my strength, etc., etc. And I was relying on this. And I didn't continue to make great gains. I'm not going to say that. It's not as strong as taking testosterone, obviously. But I do feel like it did help me maintain my strength, maintain my body composition a little bit better, and maybe not get as beat up and as sore as I otherwise would have. So if would I give this my seal of approval? Yes, I would. Sometimes when it comes to these types of products, you kind of have to trust what they're doing a little bit. They're extras, It's like taking your creatine. I don't notice a huge difference in everything when I take creatine versus when I don't. But I do, I trust all the studies and the science behind it, so I incorporate it and I use it basically year-round. This is not something I'm going to use year-round. I'm going to finish this bottle and I'll take a break from it, and then I might come back to it. That being said, this boy, it's pretty expensive. I think it runs about $70. But that being said, I've seen products with just this peptistrong ingredient at this exact same dosage, 2,400 milligrams, running for $50 or running for $60. And I'm seeing products that are just refactor running for $35, $40. So the fact that this pairs two of the most popular and most clinically effective ingredients that are around to help support natural muscle building right now, and it keeps them at a price that it's a premium price, but those are what we would call premium ingredients. So realistically, this is still a pretty freaking good deal. And you have to chalk it up to what are you willing to allocate your funds to. So if you are someone who has your training freaking locked in, if you have your diet locked in, and you are looking for something to kind of push you over a hump and get you that extra couple percentage points, I definitely think this can be a tool. If you're one of those people who willy-nilly is just kind of training day to day, so to so, and what are you gonna train today? I don't know, maybe chest, maybe back. What do you mean you don't know? Do you not have a plan? Are you not going in with a goal? If I ask you how many calories you do, I don't know. You're one of those people who will skip meals and make it up by ordering a Domino's pizza and throwing an extra chicken breast on it. I think that's how you bulk up. This might not be something where you actually notice it. the extra little benefits of this, I think this is the kind of product that shines if you have, you know, a routine locked in and you're starting to plateau. You throw something like this, it's going to support protein synthesis, it's going to support your recovery, and it's going to support your hormonal function. So those three things can help gain muscle over time. Over, you know, over 8 weeks of, you know, using this, I think if you use 2 bottles back to back, someone who's completely natty and had everything locked in, say you're expecting to gain 1 to 2 pounds of muscle over that time period, this could be 1.5 to 3 pounds of muscle. It's not going to be something where you put on 20 pounds of muscle, but for people who realistically understand what they're looking for in the gym and are locked in on their goals, I do think this is the type of product that can make a couple little extra percentage points. So I bought this with my own moolah, and I don't regret buying it. I do think it is a good product. I do think Dark Labs looked at what was most effective in the market right now and released something worthwhile. I don't think it's just something that they threw together to try to have a muscle building product to fill that category. You know what I'm saying? So if they were going to be the kings of the pre-workouts and they have a reputation to uphold, then they were going to try to do the same with their muscle building formula. So that being said, I'm coming up to the end of the run with this. I will probably end up incorporating it at some time down the future. That being said, I personally would probably look for when Dark Labs or one of the retailers is having a sale, just because I said this is a freaking expensive product. $70 for a 30-day supply. It's pricey. So if you could catch it on a sale, I would say it's probably a lot more worth it to you. But at the same time, you are not going to find these 3 ingredients at these dosages any cheaper anywhere else. It is adequately priced for what you're getting. So I don't think I really have much else to say. I mean, has anyone else who's built AF? Do you have any experience with this product? Do you have any experience with other natural anabolic type products that you think are actually worthwhile, worth your time, worth the investment? I'd be curious to hear. So if you want to pick this hitter up, I suggest going to NutriCartel, entering code HAMMER, and getting yourself a discount right now. Knock some freaking cash off of it right now. What's that? 15% off. That's going to save you what? $10, $15. Bring the price down. Hey, starts to become a lot more affordable. So anyway, I think that's all I got. If you liked the video, if you found it helpful, click like, click subscribe, click all the buttons, do all the things. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Alex Hammerstone. Get yourself some Built AF heading into the new year. Make some freaking gains. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next supplement review.